Welcome again, everyone, to the latest episode here on season 4 of Vegas. Hey, I have a special announcement to make right now because here we are right before the big Halloween season right now. And there is a yearly nonprofit event that I do called Night of the Witches. So if you go to www.nightofthewitches.com, it's a nonprofit event, a fundraiser that I do for Help of Southern Nevada, one of the most amazing nonprofit organizations here in Las Vegas. And so if you happen to be in Vegas or you happen to want to visit Vegas, you might want to mark this Wednesday, the 22nd of October at Grape Street Cafe for this annual wonderful costume contest and nonprofit event. $1,500 in costume contest prizes. We have a beautiful diamond pendant that is donated by DNR House of Diamonds. The photography is sponsored by Sun Life. We have a lot of wonderful, wonderful things, great networking. So go to nightofthewitches.com, find out more about it. Now I'm here with the fabulous Tammie Roitman, our clinical hypnotherapist, our master astrologer, Kris Gray, and me. I do intuitive tarot readings, and we're here to answer a specific question or issue that you have. And how do you be on 3? Well, go to www.THREE.Vegas and go to how to be on 3. Well, the nice thing about it is you fill out a little contact page, and you'll notice that today we have an empty chair next to Tammie. Well, that means that we have an in-studio guest. So what does that mean? Do you want to be an in-studio guest? Let us know when you contact us through the webpage at www.three.vegas. In the meantime, you can stream all of the episodes. And again, we're in season 4 now of this wonderful broadcast. So if you'd like to see anybody else that's been on the program, all of the episodes are totally unedited. So everything that happens on each program is totally spontaneous and incredibly intuitive. So we'll be back right after this.
You've heard of public relations, but you're not sure quite how it fits into your communication and marketing strategy. You're puzzled about how it can help you. I can help. I can help solve the public relations puzzle by showing you how all the different pieces of PR fit together to help you share your story, to help shape your brand, build relationships, and spark conversations. It's about connecting and building relationships because business is personal. You can visit my website at onebluecube.com to learn how I can help you share your story.
And we're back, and we're here with our guest today in studio. This is Michelle, and Michelle has decided to grace us with her presence and actually be transparent enough to actually present her issue live here on the program. So the way this works is you ask your question or present your issue, and then you choose who you would like to actually address this first. So it could be me or Kris or Tammie. And then after you're done talking to the first person, you choose the second person. And then by default, whoever's quote left over gets to address your issue last. Okay. So who would you like to start with?
I'm going to start with you.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So what is your issue today?
Okay. I have issues. Well, I've thought a lot about this because I think a lot about my life purpose, and I also think a lot about my health and well-being. So I wrote my question down. So I want to know what you see as far as my life purpose and the work I'm meant to be doing. Am I doing it? Is there more for me? And how can I support myself in pursuing this purpose and fulfilling the purpose, all while taking care of my emotional and my physical well-being?
Yeah, not a loaded question.
Okay. Okay.
Very simple.
Yes.
No, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to draw the cards for you right now. So one of the most beautiful things about your spread of cards today is that you have both the minor and major card that indicate coincidental meetings are your best friend. So when people meet you by coincidence or in a networking event or and you tell them what you do for work, I would say 8 out of 10 people want to know more about what you do. So what's really interesting is that this power of coincidence is going to be part of your purpose because not only are you meeting people, but you have a way of asking them questions that you find out about their lifestyle, you find out about what rocks their world. And I actually think that these coincidental meetings are going to inspire you in a very big way. But what's really interesting is you got this power of coincidence here in a minor card, but then you've got the most lucky card in the deck connected to this coincidental meeting. Now, sandwiched between these two cards is a card called compromise. It's reversed, which means that you work at the highest ethical level you possibly can work with. So you're at a place right now where that you can actually tell somebody that you might not be the right person for them. So in other words, this lucky turn of events, this very fortunate turn of events is going to open the way for you because of coincidental meetings. Now, what's also interesting is that being a little bit more targeted about someday you would like to see, feel, experience, that leads into that question about purpose. All right. There's a prayer I like to give to people. Dear Spirit, thank you for the blessings in my life. I pray to be guided to peace, purpose, and prosperity. Thank you for your loving help. Amen. But lately I've been tagging on one other statement. I believe something wonderful is about to happen. And for you, when people meet you, they like you right away. That has always been a superpower of yours. What I'm getting is that you can start asking the people around you, because this coincidental vibe is going to work to your benefit. You can start asking people what motivates you. What at the end of the day makes you feel like you solved a little tiny world problem, right? Mm-hmm. So when you start asking that question, first of all, it sets it into a whole different tone, right? And what it's saying here is that a lot of what you're going to be concentrating on is helping people let go of what's not working for them. Now, you may already do that connected with the line of work you have. But what I'm getting here is that I almost wonder, the more direct you are right now in that charming way, because remember, people like you when they meet you. The more direct you are, the more answers you're going to get towards your own personal fulfillment. So again, the two huge things that are happening in your cards is that 98% of your success right now is by showing up in places that you're not used to showing up. Is that coincidence is going to be your best friend. It could be that part of your purpose might be, like, let's say that whatever your career is, let's say you end up at a networking event. Let's say it's a big charity dinner. Okay. You're at that event and you meet somebody that represents a very large group of people. And suddenly you tell them what you do. And they're like, well, we need somebody to instruct a whole bunch of people with what your specialty is. Well, suddenly it's not just one person at a time. It's maybe 50 or hundreds of people at a time. Mm-hmm. And that you're helping them be accountable for the things that they're letting go of. So this makes more sense to you than it does to me. But the big card, the big major card in your reading is this card here called Change. In traditional tarot, it's the Wheel of Fortune. It is a very lucky turn of events. It doesn't mean to go take, a second mortgage out on your house and go hit one of the casinos. It literally means paying attention to what Spirit's putting right in your path, because what these cards say is it's intended specifically for you.
Oh, so I need to be watching for something.
Just be very aware that I think everybody that you meet right now has a message for you, and that it's whether you decide to accept or reject the message, it might be something you just file away intellectually, and then it circles back around and you go, holy crap, I met so-and-so at this event, and I can probably call that person and ask them a question. And now the puzzle pieces start to really fit together. So, all right, who would you like to have answer the question next?
Tammie?
Okay. Thank you for allowing me to be in service to you. When it comes to the question of what's my life purpose, no one's going to be able to give you that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You have to go within yourself, and it will start to kind of move you in a direction to evaluate every experience you've had in life, because that's building on to what it is you're going to eventually do. When when you walked into the studio, I feel a deep sadness within you. And sometimes I think the sadness probably plays itself out as almost like an anger that's not released. And it's not new. And it just kind of stays back there. And for you to take your role in the world, you're going to have to release these things and stop trying to figure out what's right for you by asking other people. They're never going to be able to tell you. You have all the answers within yourself. And so it's just a matter of spending more time within yourself, even asking the questions before. I don't know if you meditate, but
I try.
Okay. I'll help you in a second.
Okay.
Even before you go into meditation, you have a specific question, and then you let the question go. Because the art of meditation is not to think at all. It's to be present in a moment, to see what the moment is. And the moment is nothing until we create something in it, right? So there's two pretty easy ways to learn how to meditate. One is, if you don't think that you can center yourself well enough, then you can use like a candle flame. And anytime your mind goes to a thought, acknowledge the thought and move your awareness back to the candle flame. Same if there's a sensation in the body, instead of addressing it, acknowledge it, because thoughts and sensations want our attention. When we shove them down, they're just going to come back. I always say, look at thoughts for sure, and emotions like a 2-year-old. They want your attention. So when a 2-year-old doesn't get your attention, it's going to ramp it up. And it's the same with our thoughts and our emotions. So we give it attention by allowing it to be what it wants to be in that moment. And then we can move our awareness back to the candle. The other one is to always watch the breath. You can either watch the breath coming in and out of your nasal passage, because our breath that we're born with is in and out of the nose. It's never out of the mouth, right? And sometimes even when our normal breath is off, so everything kind of is off. So you either focus there, put your hand on your stomach, let that be your focal point, or on your rib cage, watching it expand and contract. And anytime, again, there's a thought, give it its attention, let it be what it wants to be, and then move back to wherever your focal point is. Now, there's also another trick is don't attach to the focal point, right?
Yeah.
So you're
That's
just,
the challenge.
well, I think you're going to find that when you stop telling yourself it's a challenge, you'll allow yourself to do it, and it won't be. It's not that hard. I promise you, you can get inside of yourself in about 2 seconds. I promise you, it's that easy. And all we have to do is remind ourselves back when we were 1 or 2 years old and are playing in our imagination. It's the same space. Okay.
It's still there.
And like, you're powerful. So stand in your own power, but don't go outside of yourself looking for the validation, because you're never going to find it there. And it doesn't even matter. It matters what you think, not what anybody else thinks.
So the answers are,
they're all
Inside
inside. It's an illusion to think that they're anywhere outside of ourselves. Matter of fact, we set ourselves up for sabotage trying to go outside of ourselves, because the person that we're depending on, let's say for emotional needs, they can pull them away anytime they want. But if I love myself and I like myself and I respect myself and believe in myself and understand myself and support myself, nobody gets to take that away. And then I can share it with somebody without depending on it.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello.
So there's,
Goodness.
I know we have your birth time, but I really feel like it's off.
It's wrong.
Yes. And
Okay.
so it's a really vital part of being able to fully interpret your chart. However, you do have some other strong placements that I'm going to dive into, because they're a really big part of who you are.
Okay.
And they're not based upon your time of birth. And so what I'm going to do is more kind of like a combination of your placements based upon your date of birth, but then intuitive, because I'm picking up, and I'm not seeing it in your chart, but this is what I'm picking up intuitively, is you get these flashes of brilliance. Like, you're very, very intelligent and you process information very quickly. You absorb it very quickly. You're kind of like a sponge when it comes to information or details or facts. highly analytical, observant, and I feel like you have a very strong memory. Like you probably have memories from when you were really little, or that other people might say, "Oh, you remember that?" I don't know. I feel like there's some instances where maybe early childhood or early childhood experiences that you probably shouldn't remember, but you do.
Okay.
But going to your placements in your chart, so your sun is in Leo, but it's at the very last degree, and I'm not feeling a whole lot of Leo energy from you. This is a lot of Virgo. And that's where the analytical side, just being Virgo's ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication, but it also rules our intellect. And so you have what is called a stellium in that area of Virgo. So you have a lot of placements in Virgo, but more so you have some really heavy, powerful placements in Virgo too. So this tells me if you ever were to want to be a private investigator or something, do some kind of research or something, you could ferret out some information. You can really uncover some stuff, and it's because you're so detailed that you just don't miss it. And but if your birth time is even remotely correct, there are some placements that, and again, this is kind of a mixture of intuitive as well, but I feel like you have this ability to help people overcome their strongholds. So whether it's addictions or bad eating habits, and I know a little bit about, what you do. I don't know if that's your career, but it would be like helping people overcome their strongholds or break bad habits. And also there's something surrounding home or real estate. So I don't know if you've ever been interested in real estate or helping people in their home. Maybe it's with all this Virgo, it could be helping people get organized or like transform their home.
Yeah, I did consider helping people with meal prepping.
Oh, I wrote that down.
Did you? Oh, okay.
I did. I was going to hit on that next.
Oh, she did. It says prep meals.
Wow,
Yep.
see that? So
Chef.
because I have clients who tell me like, I would eat all the healthy food you want me to eat if you come and make it for me.
Yes. That's exactly.
Do I want to do that? But it's
you're going into their home, and with you, I get kind of like a combination of like meal prepping, like organizing the pantry and the refrigerator and making like maybe even their shopping list, something like that.
Sugar.
So you have this ability to help them break their strongholds, but it's physically you being in their house at some point and transforming their home, like their pantry, their refrigerator, their shopping list, but not actually like maybe cooking. Like maybe you could prepare some meals for them, but I feel like it's maybe both. Like maybe you have a business or you do a service where you do meal prep, but it's not, I don't feel like that's what you want to do. Like, I don't feel like that's your focus, but I feel like there's a very strong aspect of you initially helping someone get their home set up so it helps them be successful. And then maybe it's like creating their shopping list and like it's digital and you share their shopping cart with them and say, okay, buy these.
Yep.
And then give them recipes.
Yes, I do some of that.
Okay. And then the other thing I was going to tell you, back a few years ago, there was this lady who was trending, Marie Kondo. Is that her name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Organizing lady?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like you would be really, really good at that.
I don't think I'm that kind of organized. She's like over the top.
Okay. You don't have to be organized, but I feel like you have that talent of going into someone's house and helping them be organized, getting them together. It's I mean, you can be the plumber with the leaky pipes at home all day, but you have this gift to help people transform their home and their habits and the way that they live. And so,
cool.
Wow.
The environment, so to speak.
So this is the part where you actually give us feedback about
Okay.
your experience here on Three.
Oh,
So we want to know your thoughts now.
yeah. It's always interesting to get someone's perspective, like in these three different ways. It's very interesting. I'm really interested in the sadness, anger thing because I think, you think back in your life and wonder, like, why do I feel the way I feel, or is there something I need to work on? So that's really interesting to me. No one's ever told me that I've had that before. So yeah, that's something I want to explore. And yeah, I know my birth time might not be perfect. I think it's that 1 o'clock hour, but yeah, that's really cool too. Like the organization piece. Like I've thought of some of these things, but I think I don't always know if I can do it successfully. So I don't keep, going forward. Like I have, like you said, I have a lot of ideas. So you're right about that. I do come up with all kinds of things, like all kinds of business ideas, but I don't, 99% of them, I don't.
You don't act on them. Yeah,
So it's interesting to think, wow, maybe these are actually good ideas that I don't trust that I'm.
That's the
Good.
fear
Mhm.
of the sadness
So
and
Could-
that coming in.
could the sadness just be fear? Because I know I have a
Well,
lot of fear.
Fear is
Um,
the underlying of all of it. It's
Okay.
the foundation.
Mhm.
And then you have sadness, you have anxieties, you have angers, you have resentments.
Mhm.
Those are just the top manifestations of the fear,
Mhm.
right?
Okay, yeah. 'cause
And
I-
the fear might be an internal sadness that you sit in fear and don't move
Mhm.
yourself forward. You see what I mean?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
there's not much outside of ourselves. So then we have
Mhm.
to go inside and say, what's the internal conflict?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know, when you hear all of these things, like I think everybody wants to use this information and, do better in their life, because who wants to be at the last day of their life and say, wow, I wish I had done
Shoulda,
all the
woulda,
stuff
coulda.
I thought
Yeah.
about doing.
Good thing the
Yeah.
last day of our life, we're not doing that.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I just want to, yeah, you want
You're
to
just a
have like
perpetual student of yourself.
yeah, you
so
just
am
want
I.
to have a thought that you did what made you happy, or what was good for the world, or what you were supposed to do.
So you have
So-
that one card that is the
Yeah.
luckiest card in the whole deck.
Yes, and I was
And
going to get to that.
so
I like the
but
lucky.
I want to bring this up
Mhm.
because Tammie is absolutely correct that all inspiration comes from within. But what's really interesting is when you're asking other people what inspires them,
Mhm.
that actually might contribute to what your own personal epiphany will be about what you do. Because if it's funny because this I love this little narcissist conversation. This is not you, but I was sitting there. Somebody was telling me, oh yeah, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. Oh, enough about me. What do you think about me? Right? So I do feel that you have a lot of people around you that are like that. And then you have some very wonderful little treasures that are not like that. And so those are the people that you might actually ask the question, what inspires you? Because it's not about you taking on their idea. It's you, because they might have come up with a method you haven't experienced yet. That's how it can bubble up from your own depths of your soul. But yeah, you're going to figure that out. And that lucky turn of events could be you wake up one morning and go, holy crap, I get it.
Yeah, so the message is really to put myself out there in different places and kind of watch for.
See what's mirrored back to you, I guess, is probably the
Okay.
best way I could frame that.
Mhm.
But Tammie's absolutely right. It all comes from within.
Okay.
I want to touch on something too. The fear, the sadness. So you do have a placement that it can relate to kind of holding on to the past. It's not necessarily in this case. It's not really. It's not holding on to pain, but energetically, and it's not even. We don't even do it consciously, but it's kind of having memories that we hold on to, and instead of like accept them and kind of release them. And so I want to recommend, because y'all were talking about doing some meditation. part of maybe a piece of that could be what I call like a release mantra. And whenever I'm meditating, and actually I do this several times throughout the day, especially if I'm stressed about something, but I do this intentional focus where I try to clear my mind, which is really hard for you, by the way, with all that Virgo, because it's thoughts,
Yes.
like hamster wheel.
Ruminating.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do what I call as a release mantra, and it's, I release all negative thoughts. I release all unhealed trauma. It's like you're intentionally speaking to release, because what part of this is not only kind of hanging on to the past, and it's completely unconscious, our subconscious, but so part of it is hanging on to the past, but also this could be you being more of an empath, where it's you unknowingly collect other people's energy, and you have to release that constantly. It's, you don't even recognize or realize that you're collecting this energy and from other people. So
is that something like, as a mother, I know I do that with my kids. I think we probably all do to some extent. Am I just doing that more than the average person?
yeah, you
I'm
actually,
carrying everything that's going on with each of them.
so it's you're as an empath, we tend to be very open, and we can go through our day. We can go to the grocery store or work or have an interaction with people, and you unknowingly collect their energy.
Yeah.
And so it can affect your mood. Like sometimes you might feel moody or sad or depressed or really happy or all these emotions, but you don't really know why. And that's part of being an empath. So you are an empath. And so you collect this energy. So you have to be really intentional about releasing it. And then also I wear bloodstone crystal, like just a little bracelet. And that also helps protect kind of the barrier between other people's energy and your own.
In terms of like trauma, is there usually a specific incident, or is it just things I've collected over time? Because when I was 32, my daughter was diagnosed with a life-threatening condition. And I feel like that was so like this defining moment of trauma. Like my life is different. How much life does she get? It's just, it kind of defined who I was as like a mother and just like a worrying, anxious human from then forward. And I was never an anxious person prior to that. So I feel like that changed something, but yeah.
And I can see where that could also incite a fear and like anxiety for the future too. It's what if.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of ruminating on what if.
Yeah. The release mantra, I mean, you can make it as general, because it definitely helps general, or if there's something you have in mind specifically, you can focus on that too. I do kind of a combination of both. And like I said, I do it several times a day, like depending on the day. Some days are more stressful than others. And, just kind of, it helps reset your energy.
Okay. So just kind of getting in a quiet place to do that?
I will actually even do it when I'm driving.
Okay.
In Texas, we have such horrible traffic. And I mean, sometimes I'll be in the car for an hour and a half, and it's brutal. So I don't close my eyes, but I still
Well, that's good.
I specifically release, intentionally try to release any kind of negative thought or feeling.
Okay.
It's been so wonderful
Thank
to have
you
you be
all
our
so
in-studio
much.
guest today.
I
Thank you
loved
so
it.
much
Thank
for being
you.
here.
I appreciate
All
it.
right, you guys. How do you be on 3? Go to www.three.Vegas. I want to thank John with WWDBTV for allowing us to have the platform to actually present this show and many other wonderful programs that are on this station. I want to thank Tammie for being a part of our program.
Thank
Kris, thank you. And Michelle, thank you for being our in-studio
you.
guest.
All of you.
Until next time, live well and blessed. The cast members of Three are not professional attorneys, CPAs, psychologists, marriage counselors, physicians, or financial advisors. You are provided with opinions that are unique to each of the intuitive performers. Three is presented to you for your entertainment.